No walls for our elementalist friends is always a fantastic time as well here. A 6 ring of dexterity, we're all good for the time being. Ooh, there's ignition. Now that's interesting. Don't have any fire magic so far, but we could shift gears hard into ignition. Just focusing it down should be relatively fast. Let's see, we've only gained a bit of experience into translocations. I guess we have brought down Manifold Assault quite a bit here, so we could focus on Manifold Assault castable first, then purely into fire magic from then on out and see how it goes. Floods we don't need for the time being. More fire spells. Game is definitely trying to tell us something here. Staff Air we can leave. Tremor Stones we can leave by the wayside for now. Wow, yeah, look at all these spell books. Getting a nice collection here. Yars, Dragon Call. It's okay. I guess that looks to be most of our elf though, especially seeing how empty the rest of this should be, given that we made absurd amounts of noise on our way in the first place. But that definitely worked out in our favor. Didn't get any of the big treasure items I was hoping for specifically, like a really solid source of fire resistance, but not too shabby at the end of the day regardless. We do have that ring of fire, I guess, if things truly get desperate, so it is what it is. And now the question becomes, do we feel comfortable enough heading over to depths, or should I just try to fight my way in through the entrance of vaults that we left in a bit of a precarious situation? Let's at least head towards vaults. It's on the way down to depths, and we can take a look at how our entrance looks both up here and down below to decide if we wish to risk things here. Hey Zwo, thanks so much for the subscription. Always love having you around, but thanks for that extra little bit. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend here. And if we take a peek down, that gargoyle is definitely a bit of a problem child here. Let's see how things are looking, how things are feeling. Even drop down like one of these bad boys real quick, try and get a decent amount of damage on all of our friends here. And once more with feeling, just rinse and repeat that son of a gun. And that should kill the gargoyle. Oh, unless they step out of the danger zone, of course. My bad. Guess this is a slightly better spot. Oh, except that it immediately gets taken down a peg. Okay. In that case, maybe we go with constriction here. Get a little bit of extra damage on all of our new friends. And blast you back. Oof. Unfortunately, doesn't quite do the trick on our gargoyle buddy. So let's bring out some acid. Splinters fortunately miss us, so that could have been very rough. But we'll constrict you, 100% chance to hit with acid. Wonderful. And then I probably actually just get the heck out of dodge for now. The gargoyle was responsible for the majority of the damage coming our way, so now that they're out of the picture, we should be in a much more comfortable spot here. And we can let storm clouds take a lot of the remaining burden off of our backs here. All my centaur friends, I almost feel sorry for you. But hey, it is what it is, and we'll take any advantage we can possibly find as we continue to make our way forward through the dungeon. Ready for our stairs to be locked up behind us thanks to this son of a gun, but hopefully ice clouds can clear them out relatively quickly, and they do indeed seem to do so. Beautiful. Good, just a little back pain. Mummy's going well. It's going very well so far today. I mean, especially last week is where most of the hard work came in. We're still getting warmed up, getting into the groove of how Chance plays here, but it's going well so far. Only a couple near-death experiences is generally a win in my book. Let's throw down some of our lovely clouds here. And that should take care of most of our problems in life, ideally. Fantastic. Just wonderful. Definitely one of the more fun strategies that I've ever been able to take part in here. Specifically the Robe of Clouds with the constant freeze. So fantastic and just absurdly fun to play out here. Definitely was part of why we're feeling so heuristic at the end of the day here, because we've had a lot of really solid fortune to start off here. Are you resistant to your own? You are resistant to cold. Fair enough, makes a certain amount of sense. But that is okie dokie, totally fine by me. As long as we don't go near any walls, we should be completely fine against any frost hearts here. And as things start to look even a little bit sketchy, we can just walk away from our problems, run back for a quick heal, and then head once more to the breach. I should pay a bit more attention to any fire damage enemies here. A little bit less than ideal, but hey, not the end of the world here as we continue just blasting and tabbing our way through all these sons of guns. Lovely. You, my friends, are definitely susceptible to the cold here, so that also works out quite fantastically. It's probably not really worth it for me to get Yara's up and running. It is really nice to have it for the Convokers, just to prevent them from summoning in any new and exciting friends, but hey, I guess it's not the end of the world either way here, so we'll just keep it going. Ooh, now there's some fire damage. That could have definitely gone a bit more poorly, so we'll thank our lucky stars in that regard. We managed to take out the fire giant without too much trouble here at the end of the day. I feel like Gozag just outsourced his divine services contract to Quaslal. You know, it is what it is. It's business transaction. It does sound like something Gozag would be completely fine with doing, since at the end of the day, faith and all those silly things don't matter a heck of a lot to our great money bag in the sky here. Wonderful. Yeah, again, it is ironic that earlier in this run last week, we did see a Quaslal altar and very much have a conscious decision to not risk, you know, making quite so much noise, bringing all the ire of the dungeon down on our own heads. And yet, here we are. And I gotta say, it's working out quite nicely. We can do another quick peek at Manifold Assault to see how things are looking, down to 9%. So maybe I will actually cap this off at 8. Can even bring in a bit more spell casting to just give all of our failure rates a little bit of a depreciation here. And then, with that still being the focus, let's learn some fire magic, shall we? Let's give it a go. Just absolutely wonderful here. I mean, there we go. That's what we expected to happen a little bit earlier here. 80% chance to blow your mind. Let's do it. Jeez Louise. That fire damage will get you, for sure. We at least don't have the vulnerability still apparent on us, but it doesn't quite do all the work that we need here. Drop all of our evocables to try and gain access to this bazaar. Make sure we have room to buy anything that we might want to pick up during our journey, but you do love to see a bazaar when you're a Gozag follower. It's one of the rare opportunities where you're almost guaranteed to have a decent chunk of cash on you. Unfortunately, not looking great so far. Even this, like, I guess Orb of Destruction could be nice. It'd be pretty much castable already. Relatively cheap as well. Spellforge Servitor, also. Very nice. 16 conjurations. We need a little bit more training here. We'll have to think about that one. But we see the +3 Hat of Pondering. MP +9 and In +5 is huge. Ponderous is very rough. But that's tempting. That is very tempting. Definitely would get some spell power under our belt here. Could also check out the Scale Mail. I'm kind of loving the clouds for now. But it might not be a forever thing. Especially if this gives us like fire resistance or something. You know what, we will We'll buy all the goods here. All that good stuff. Plus 4 strength on that scale mail. Yeah, I don't think that's quite gonna cut it. We gain a little bit of AC, but unfortunately, this is still just working wonders for us, at least from a, a fun perspective, and that's the most important bit here. On the other hand, I think I will buy both of these books. That gives us Orb Destruction and Spellforge Servitor, so that's not too shabby whatsoever. In fact, Orb Destruction is pretty much castable already. I mean, especially if we did a bit of ponderous action here. Then how are we looking? Down to 6% on these bad boys. That is tempting for sure. Okay, get Manifold Assault and Orb of Destruction immediately. Swap over from Fire Magic to bringing our Spellforge Servitor up and running. Doesn't seem too bad. Oh gosh, decisions. This Fire Magic is a long way off for now. It also doesn't help us murdering things that are fire themed, at least not in general, as a general rule of thumb here, so maybe we will change over back to conjurations. We were definitely hoping for destruction way back in this run before we got this weird pseudo melee axe strategy going. So it does seem quite lovely for sure. I also should take advantage of spell casting actually having a positive aptitude relative to pretty much everything else here on Mummy. So that seems like a decent strategy for bringing down our casting rates as well. Since we have Blink, that is actually consideration. Yeah, and as long as we're careful, which is definitely not something that I generally can rely upon in myself, but maybe this is the change we want to see in the world. We'll give it a shot and see how things go. And you, my friend, are somewhere? Should we kill the invisible thing? I was guessing a wizard, but no real clue. Just flying by the seat of our pants here. Take a peek. Nothing really to sneeze at there. I guess I should check out the gloves themselves. How expensive were that? Or were those enchanted gloves? 184 is pretty dang cheap, so I think I will pick up these bad boys and throw them on. Every little bit of armor class counts here. So let's try to keep ourselves alive, shall we? Some flails that we probably won't bother wasting the money on here. Oh wow, that shop was very much just hidden away in the very corner there. But okie dokie, not too bad. At the end of the day here, we did manage to clear through our first level of vaults at the very least. We're also back up to 3 blink scrolls suddenly. Holy moly. And let us learn some of this, shall we? Manifold Assault, welcome to the club, and Orb of Destruction as well. Seems like it could be very nice for us. Leaving just enough spell points to learn Spellforge Servitor. Do I want to bring summoning into the mix rather? Maybe bring spellcasting up to 11, bring summoning up to... Let's see where 8 gets us. Probably not going to be quite enough for Spellforge Servitor. But it's a worthy endeavor for us here to start out. You, my friends, if you could just continue to walk into my clouds, that would be lovely. Not too shabby at the end of the day here. Guess you take less damage from cold, but it's still something. Still a little some coming in, so I'll take it. And not too shabby here. If all of you could just come at me, please and thank you, I'd greatly appreciate it. You, my friend, definitely should get thrown into the mix here as well. Beautiful. And rinse and repeat. We'll just keep on keeping on here. I guess that was our entrance to Crypt that all these undead buddies are coming from. Kind of forgot that we have already been down to this floor thanks to that shafting, so there's a little bit of familiar ground to go with here. Okay. this I'm not liking quite as much, as we're very much gathering, you know, a wee bit of a crowd for sure. Some minor attention, to say the least. Should be able to walk through here, and most of these enemies probably have already come our way. Maybe not quite, but still not too bad. At the end of the day here, these harpies have got to go. And we'll just continue the loop here, heading right back towards the stairwell we left behind. You know what, if I can do some landmine strats in the meantime, that's probably worth it. Fantastic. Half fight our way through you, Kiddlywinks, and not too shabby here. Did kind of forget about ponderousness that entire time, and fortunately didn't come to bite us in the butt too much. Let's be a little more consistent and cautious about that here, shall we? As I blow myself up just a wee bit with Fulminant Prism. Wonderful job, me. Just killing it today. Because ponderousness does slow us down, right? How are we okay? I'm surprised we were able to walk out of that situation in any way, shape, or form, but hey, I'll take it. It is what it is. No real complaints on my end, one way or another. Just have our way through all you sons of guns, and let Reflection do most of the hard work on that buddy as well. Fortunately, again, we have decent willpower, so we're not too worried about marks or banishment or any of the usual suspects that are causing us constant fear and stress when we're usually in the area of vaults here. And can definitely drop a couple of these bad boys. Just push the elephants back so that they stay in the blast zone as much as we possibly can here. Wonderful. That should do the trick. Not too shabby whatsoever. And those skills coming up real fast here as well, so that is just lovely. I guess storm clouds are relatively solid against these buddies still, so we are able to use that to decent extent here. Well, let's just drop one of these on you. Deep Troll Earth Mage Skeleton. Let's put this one just here so we have a little bit more time than usual to get the heck out of dodge. Again, try and account for that ponderousness as much as we possibly can. Oh, hate to see that. That's a lot of fire damage coming my way. Let's just try to kill all of you as quickly as we possibly can. There we go, not too shabby. Otherwise, we can just keep tabbing our way through the rest of these sons of guns. You Kiddlywinks, a little less so, I guess. Become slightly more cautious here. Make sure we don't do anything too crazy along the way. But there we go, fantastic. And that should be just about all of you. Still a little bit of a crowd to go here, but with a bit of elbow grease here, should be able to make it through. Fantastic. And that should be a decent replenishment to our wallet here. Definitely hoping to have a nice chunk of change before we get to the Zot here. Ideally, I like to have at least 12,000 gold to get a few bribe attempts down, seeing as how you go through the money pretty dang quickly when all the enemies are that high of a hit dice. But we should still be relatively on target to do so. Definitely make money pretty dang quickly when you're off rampaging here. Do you know what? Lightning Cloud is just fine for you. Ooh. And we will almost definitely be back there. I guess a bit less exciting than I originally thought, seeing as how I keep forgetting that potions are not a thing that we can take advantage of here on Mummy. So maybe not quite as inspiring or exciting as I originally thought. What was the other thing on the ground in there? Was it a scroll of butterflies? It was indeed a scroll of butterflies. So maybe when we finish clearing out the level here and the alarm traps don't really matter, we might as well grab it. We do have 6 of them already on us here, but hey, can always use a few more butterflies, right? Especially with how many times it's saved our lives in recent memory here on various runs. So not too shabby whatsoever. And if we head right back on up this way, please and thank you. Okay, after we deal with you, of course, let's take caps off before I get myself killed. Fantastic. Would normally have loved for a heal wounds and a haste, but hey, is what it is here. I mean, that's what Go's Egg is for at the end of the day. Who needs no stinking potions? And we'll do a quick peek on how Spellforge Servitors coming along here, down to 41% already. So that's not too bad whatsoever. And that will be a very nice improvement in our overall damage potential if we do manage to get that up and running in the near future here. So we definitely just absolutely love to see it. And we'll try our best to survive long enough to make it a bit more of a reality here, shall we? Keep blasting the rest of you, Kiddlywinks, though you'll by and large murder yourselves on the gong. But hey, anything we can do to, you know, assist them in their journey in that regard is probably a pretty solid idea for us as well. Oh my gosh. Not even noticing half the kills we're getting here as everyone just keeps firing directly into us. Wonderful. Okay, not too shabby whatsoever. Oh, you just stepped into the cloud. Okay. Well, thank you for your consideration. We will step into relative safety against the Frostheart here, of course. And there we go. That yak finally had some decent firepower on them, but unfortunately still not quite enough to get them through in one piece. I guess I should say unfortunately for them, because I'm, on my end, quite happy with the eventualities of it all there. But there we go. Not too shabby. I guess I might as well blast you back into the cold. If we're going to be casting it, might as well take advantage of it. I know, I'm definitely already feeling the laziness and the confidence rising to absurd levels here, so hopefully we get a near-death but not too scary experience coming in here soon here, so that, you know, I can get myself in check a little bit, but also hopefully don't lose the run in the process. Ideally not burn too many blink scrolls while we're at it as well, of course, but no promises there. Oh, jeez Louise. You Kiddlywinks are pain, and Marjorie is very bad. Oof. Hate that. Definitely hate that. Could try to potion petition for resistance here. Can definitely swap over to a Ring of Fire as well. Burns. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna hurt quite a bit there, David. I'm very concerned about this. Even if we bring you down to half damage with that Ring of Fire, it's still not an ideal circumstance. I guess we can prevent some casting with Vial Floods. I'm debating like comboing with a Scroll of Torment here, seeing as how we have a decent number of them. Though we could also save those for the Royal Jelly. I think Torment works on the Royal Jelly. I hope so, because it's going to be real fun. Yeah, willpower is definitely too high for something like a Fear Scroll. Bolt is also piercing, so we can't rely on butterflies. They will, I guess, protect us from fireballs, so that's kind of nice. But oof. What do I wish to do? No fog scroll means that we can't exactly just break line of sight. Can use a mixture of constriction and a blink scroll to get ourselves out of trouble here, I guess. Yeah. One step immediately showing just how sketchy this entire situation is. And with that, we'll pop over here. Get a couple of squares, and then let's do a potion petition. I was kind of torn between something that gives haste and just these heals. I guess resistance is kind of bundled into this one, so that seems nice if Marjorie does come hurling around the corner here. But no, okay, we managed to just get the heck out of dodge for the moment here. And head over to a different stairwell and see if it's looking a little bit more manageable, as we immediately make quite the insane amount of noise. But of course, that is just the usual routine. Another day in the life of the gong here. Let's definitely blast you kiddos back and out of the way here temporarily, and that's wonderful. Oh wow, hitting all of our targets. We're definitely gaining experience, something fierce here, so I do love that. Turn back on spellcasting to 12, and let's double check again. Where are we sitting here? Spellforge Servitor 22%. I mean, we could train conjurations, because we definitely still have some ceiling on Fulmin Prism, on Orb of Destruction. It will take a heck of a lot of experience. So I guess to start off, let's go summoning. Welcome back. Let's bring you up to 10 and see where that leaves us. Doesn't have to be great with Spellforge Servitor, at least. Oh wow. I got teleported as soon as I came down this level. Okay, I see. Didn't even notice until just this very moment, but that is very interesting to say the least. Let's drop another one of these on us, and should maybe think about some protection from fire here. It looks like most of the red ugly things, or very ugly things, do manage to swap off in the nick of time here, so maybe not actually the end of the world. And we can just keep going forward here, waiting in fear for Marjorie or her band of friends here. Why, hello there. Are you susceptible to cold though? No, just immune to fire, hey? And you do have Bolt of Fire, which I hate to see. Just terrible if you ask me. But there we go, decent amount of damage at the very least. If we run into Marjorie with the band of Hell Knights, almost guaranteed dead. Well, hello there. You're just talking about you. Let's put on the Ring of the Lion here, shall we? Slaying not going to be quite as useful. Bring out Phantom Mirror to get a Marjorie of my own. And are you two both immune to fire? No, you're not even immune to fire. How about that? I mean, I do think you're wearing, Fire Dragon scales, so you do have some decent resistances at least. Turns out I maybe should have been walking away from the situation a little bit more aggressively there while we had a bit of a meat shield in place, but hey, it is what it is. Keep putting up these landmines as Marjorie and friends come crawling towards us, and I mean, it's doing a really solid job so far. I'm waiting for it all to blow up in my face here, but for the moment here, for the time being, not the end of the world. There we go, we do manage to kill Marjorie. Ooh. This is a bad place to fight a couple of Frost Hearts though, so we will bring them out into the lovely open area here. Much more my speed, fantastic. And not too shabby whatsoever here.